Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Um, so I'm going to talk to you about the City of Culture bid for Coventry 2021. I don't know if any of you have heard of it before, whether this is completely new to everybody. You heard of it? Anybody? So twice before. The first time was in Derry in 2013, and next year it's in Hull, and we're going for it for 2021, which is 5 years away. But it's a big process going through the bid process, and it's a competition with other cities of the UK as well. So next year in Hull is where we have to put in a very big document, which is the bid. And in November next year, we'll get told who's going to be the City of Culture for 2021. So this process that we're going through now is talking to lots of different people and getting lots of different people involved in trying to think about what we want out of this City of Culture if we win, and also what we want out of it if we don't win, because it's quite a process that we're going through, and I think it's already giving opportunities and ideas for people even if we don't actually get to win. So what happens is that for that year, 2021, there's a huge focus on arts and culture in the city. And the idea is that it delivers a whole step change to that city. And I'll show you a bit about some of the... you're a bit confused. Okay, so... Yes, so in terms of putting the bid in, it's quite a long process, and we need to show that we've got Coventry behind it, and that's why we're going out and talking to as many people as possible to both let them know about it and get people excited and interested, but also to get some feedback and to start getting some input and involvement by lots of different people. So this is the timescale. The Department for Culture still hasn't actually given us the proper timescale for this year, but this is going on last time's timescale. So in February next year, the city has to put in an expression of interest. We have to put in an initial short application, and then there's a shortlisting process of all the cities that have applied. And in September, we have to put in the full and final bid, and it's a book this thick full of what we're going to do, who's going to be involved, what will happen in that year, how we're going to get people involved, what difference it's going to make. And then in October next year, there's discussions and evaluations with the panel who are judging it, and in November next year will be the panel presentation and announcement up in Hull, with TV cameras all showing, and the cities there that are applying, and a gold envelope that gets opened and said who's winning. And we hope it'll be us. So just to show you the kind of thing that we might be able to expect from getting the City of Culture. This is the impact in Hull already, and their year hasn't started yet. Their year is starting next year, is 2017. So some of this is projected, some of this has already happened. So 90 million economic value from the year. So what happens is that because that city is highlighted, you get lots of inward investment. You get more people wanting to come and do things there. They've already had. This is Hull we're talking about, has already had their tourism up 14% before the year even starts. 100 million plus infrastructure investment, new hotels, improved transport and things in the public realm, 50 million media value to date, and that a lot of that is around changing perceptions of the city, and obviously pride and public engagement. So it's a big thing we're talking about. You think about all a few arts things going on, but actually it's quite a big economic and social change that we're looking to happen, which will start in that year. Actually, it's already started in the process of building up to the year, but will continue long past that year. These are some of the challenges that Coventry has, and if you live in Coventry, you'll recognise them. The image of Coventry internationally is not too bad, nationally is not great, and within the city itself is pretty bad. So we don't tend to think that much of ourselves as a city, which is a shame. We've got a very underdeveloped leisure and tourism industry. The youth employment and education is a problem or a challenge. We've got a very diverse city, possibly the most diverse city in the UK outside of London. But integrating is a problem, is a challenge. We've got very uneven arts attendance, so some people are very involved in arts and some people are not at all. And trying to build a sustainable cultural sector, we have a real problem with keeping graduates. So most of the graduates that study here will go off to London or go off to other cities, and they don't stay here. So that's one of the things that we'd really like to change. And some of the themes that we're looking at for that year, for the bid, is moving, because Coventry has been a city of movement. So there's been a lot of people coming in, people going out, but also we've had the car industry, which is all about movement. So movement is one of the themes that we're looking at. Subculture, there's a lot of different subcultures in Coventry. It's very diverse. And then invention and reinvention. It's been a city that has reinvented itself many times over. It's a medieval city, and it's had many different things that it's been well known for, or things that it's done in the city. So there's some of the themes that we're looking at. This currently is what we think is the competition. Nobody's had to put forward an expression of interest yet, so no one's formally thrown their hat in the ring, if you like, but that will happen next February. But these are the cities that have said they are going to be the competition. We also, I don't know if people have heard of the European Capital of Culture. So Liverpool was that, and the UK is due to host that in 2023, I think it is. So some of the bigger cities are going for that instead of this. So that's quite good in a way, because it means a lot of the competition is the smaller cities. And the idea of it is to take a city that is ready for development, ready for that step change, not one that's already doing everything. So it puts us, currently we are the favourite to win. So that's a great position to be in, although where I can chat to people a little bit more, that kind of thing. And then we've obviously got Twitter and the creative engagement workshops. So if there's anybody here that really would like to think about the programme, so as part of the bid we have to put in quite a full programme of what we would put on in the year, and so there has to be 10 well worked out programmes, and then ideas, and is it 30? Yeah, 20 or 30 smaller ideas, so not perfectly worked out, but different ideas. So there's going to be some creative workshops where people will get together and think about how to, if you've got an idea, for instance, that you think would be great in that year, where you can come along and get some help to think about it and work it up into a programme idea. And then the other thing that we are just about to launch is culture reps. So we're looking for about 100 people in Coventry who will be our mouthpieces, if you like, who will broadcast and amplify the messages that are coming out. We want a whole range of people. We're looking for people like taxi drivers, or people who work in pubs, or out in the community centres, or in the hairdressers, people that talk to people that like to talk and will know all the information about what's happening and can talk to people about things. So we're just about to launch that. There will be some perks attached to being a culture rep, in the sense that you will get to know about things soon, and there will be things put on that you'd get to be able to come along to. And that is it, really.